Hello everyone! Welcome back to another Dannphan stream. We're playing a new game, Lilies.
Critically acclaimed.
Adjust the gamma to your desired level. 100. Let's go.
Gamma maxing.
That's probably fun. Alright. I have heard good things about this game. So this is like dark fantasy, but she uses JoJo stands to attack everything.
Right.
Sounds fun. But there's no dialogue for this part? Boo.
Even there's no dialogue, period.
I feel like if you're gonna do like an opening cutscene like this, there should be dialogue.
Can you hear my voice?
No, I literally cannot. I literally...
Why fondue? Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's spooky. Just the way she rose up.
I guess that's the idea, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So,
Whee!
there's
Oh,
like...
it's so tweeny. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, there's a,
Did I frighten you?
there's a board on 4chan that has, like, these sort of very traditional views on gaming that are very mockable, but at the same time I can sort of see where they're coming from with some of them. One of their, one of the views that comes out of it's called no, it's not TG, it's just V. I think it was just V for video games. One of their point of views was that you shouldn't have any dialogue in a game, that you shouldn't have any voice acting.
Man. Dumb.
Because then you can't imagine like what the characters are, and it's like and you spend so much budget on the voice acting, and it's worthless, and it's only for like Zoomers that need to be constantly entertained, and so you have
What a boomer take.
yeah, right. So yeah, and a lot of their stuff is like against instant gratification, that a game shouldn't. So like a take that I thought was pretty funny that one of my friends was like showing me was the problem with gaming is that people want to have fun every second.
Well, yeah.
Right. So to some extent that's retarded, right? But on the other hand, there is something to be said about someone needing constant gratification. So like
Sure, like press the button, get the treats type of...
yeah. So
Yeah.
So imagine you're playing a game and you're like a very patient sniper and you sneak around the map and you're waiting for your shot, you're watching, and you shoot him, right? And then you get the kill, and then it's satisfying because you waited all this time and you got the shot. Compare that to Call of Duty multiplayer where you shoot and as soon as you hit, you have that hit marker thing, right? So you know immediately you did something good. Like as you're shooting, you're getting this like, endorphins of the satisfying noise in your ear. And then even if you don't kill them, they give you points. Points pop up. When you do kill them, you get points pop up, and then it goes like, like you unlock a new thing every 5 seconds. There's always titles popping up and like random goodies they're handing you of like different like decorations and things. But yeah, let's play the game.
We already got like the first cliche here. I've lost my memories. Here we go. Explain to me. Let us be rid of this place for now. It may be best for you to see the state of things outside for yourself. Right? I got my orb sore husbando over here. Ooh, that's cool. I like that.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah. You can see him fly out of me. I love this stand. But you know what sucks about this? I can't destroy these things in the background.
Did you
Just for
discover
show.
something? Is that a secret?
Maybe. There's my dodge. Left trigger interact. Locked. Stone statue is the likeness of the White Priestess, Priestess gone. Walden's statue seems to have been one of the Priestesses of the Wind. Okay.
Hey,
So I guess I'm looking
honeydew.
for the statues.
Welcome to
So
the chat.
I like how this is animated. Maybe it's just because there's extra sparkles, but I enjoy.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
I don't like your character model.
I don't like this dodge.
I like the face, but
This dodge looks
she
fucking
seems
weird.
very tiny. Like, she seems like a lolly.
Yes, well, she's supposed to be like a little girl, I guess.
Yeah, no good. No good at all. I was the character from
This is beautiful.
Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I don't think that was a lolly.
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't watch the show, but it doesn't really look like a lolly.
Oh. So, like, when I'm attacking, I stay in the air? I love that. That's good.
What's right bumper do? Just change to doesn't matter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, if you hold on it?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
When I get new abilities, of course.
Chatham and Dannphan.
Man, I want to break these barrels so bad!
What?
Ugh.
Is that a real thing? Speaking of lollies, you guys see that Ruby X Justice League movie?
And that is a thing. That is a thing!
What the fuck?
That's fucking terrible. It's such fan fiction. I can break the thing! Oh, I can't. It just sways. Boo! I want to break. Oh. Okay. So I can just go through them.
Oh, that's nice. You can, like, touch them without dying.
Yeah, I do like that. There's a bunch of things about this game I already like right immediately.
You already know about that.
Yeah,
Wait,
right.
A plus... Oh.
Well, because it's jumping. But
I thought it was
Oh, there
like,
we
I
go.
thought it was A push forward and X. Like, that's a complicated...
oh, is this something I have to grab onto? Oh no.
Maybe you can jump over the top of it or something. Oh, no.
I guess I just have to. Yeah, just run and jump. But when you have this thing swinging in front of me, you know?
It's a multi-part... It has part 1 in the title. Jesus.
How self-indulgent could you possibly be? Man, I got a lot of health lost in that little bit of time.
That's so bizarre. You're almost dead. One more hit and you're fucked.
Uh-huh. Hell yeah.
That's... Okay.
Dear Sigrid? Sigrid, I guess? I don't know.
Secret.
Sigrid. I want you to deliver the amulet unto that white princess. It's a necklace I bestow upon all priestesses, but I have imbued it with a blessing. I'm certain that the ward will protect her from the threat of blighted. Wards can be broken and restored, but that is something only a priestess can manage.
Pretty sure SIE is C. Secret. It's breaking barrels, your favorite.
Yeah! Best game ever. There's already so many good things. Touching people don't hurt me. I can break the barrels. What else I got here?
By the way, I like try, it's kind of retarded, but I try to stay away from too much political content because it just makes me like depressed. But I was curious about the Whatever podcast because there was a really funny meme about Gorlock. So I looked at it and then I was looking at like their related channels and everything. There's so much based content out there that's insanely popular. And I just kind of assumed that the censorship was working. And I mean, it was because I was so isolated from all this stuff that I kind of thought that it was less popular online than it was. But the Whatever podcast is just like, he literally has a fucking like photo, a framed photo of the hand with the red pill, like in the background. Like he's so like... whatever. So literally red-pilled. And they're like, they had a super viral clip talking about how you're gay if you have sex with a guy that transitions into a girl. And they're not like deleted or anything, it's just...
Ooh, I can go so far.
I imagine they're gonna have trouble at some point, but there's so many channels that have a shit ton of subscribers and stuff. There was a whole world of people that were on the show or whatever that have like a ton of subscribers, and I don't know, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it was kind of just like, I don't know, I guess that the censorship worked. I just assumed that there was way less people
that agreed with you.
Not even that agreed with me. I just thought there was way less people that were not scared to agree.
Mm.
There's just like a bounty of people. There's like you know, listening to one of those podcasts, it was interesting because I found something hateable and very likable about like every person on there. Even like the super cringy OnlyFans girls. It's interesting, if you just like let someone talk for long enough, they're gonna say stuff that's gonna annoy you, and they're gonna say stuff that you can appreciate.
I guess so.
I worry for Japan. Apparently, they're giving into the ESG score system that ruined mainstream entertainment in the West. Is that true?
I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, I don't know if I would swallow that black pill because
even if there are some companies giving into it, Japan is overall still pretty conservative.
I mean, yeah, there was this whole there was the whole thing with like whatever it was, at Forspoken or whatever. They fired a bunch of people over that, and they were like, they had a meeting about like, you know, fuck woke trash. It's like just the American government. The consumers won't buy it. The only way to make money on woke crap in the West is if BlackRock is bankrolling you.
Mm.
So
basically,
you can't make money from regular people that way. So that's one strategy if you wanted to make woke content in Japan. But if you want to actually compete in the capitalist arena, you have to produce stuff people actually want, not stuff that one lunatic wants. So the stuff I've seen coming out of Japan is like super based. Whenever I see a news story popping out of Japan, it's always like, I always think like, man, if only there was a country like that was like Western, like a European
if only
country
we
like
were
that.
Japan, yeah.
Yeah, if only that was the U.S.
Yeah.
Like the Japanese government funding, essentially propaganda to motivate Japanese couples to get together and get married and have kids. Like they're
Good cause.
Government-sponsored happy content. Can you believe it? It's incredible. I wish... I mean, the U.S. government is like... You know, you can put on your tinfoil hat or put one on me or something, but... I mean, the media backs the government, so you have to assume that there's... I mean, the press backs the government, backs the current government, so... There's all sorts of collusion that wouldn't shock me, but you have stuff like Netflix that puts out, you know, you have all sorts of media come out that just like tries to make white people hate themselves. It would be so nice if all of that energy could be put towards. Oh, that's clever. Could be put towards inspiring people and making people feel good about themselves.
Oops.
And in Japan, it seems like they actually have the government doing that, which is Oh, phase 2. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about Japan though. They're crazy. They're an ethno state. I didn't realize this, but only if you're ethnically Japanese can you vote in Japan. Like, you don't have suffrage as a like non-native Japanese person. Like, I think by having kids with a foreigner, you sacrifice your kid's ability to vote. It's real life Wakanda. Hope so. Dig the Japanese and because of the Japanese flavoring. Fingers crossed they stay based. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Like growing up, super Italian area, right? But 100% of people were Italian until like later on. But there were some people that were Italian and something else, like me. I'm Italian and German. So if someone asked, "What are you?" I would say, instead of saying Italian, because duh, everyone's Italian, I would say German. And the only thing any kid is taught about German history is Nazis, right? And so other kids would be like, "Oh, you're a Nazi?" And it's just, that's it. So I never, every single year you just hear the same history taught again and again, just ground into you. Stuff that isn't even true, right? Like, you hear all this stuff about, like, Columbus and shit where, like, it's like, haha, they thought Columbus was going to sail off the edge of the earth. And it's like, literally, no one in history has thought the earth was flat until, like, now. So I honestly, I do not know. I don't want to go through the Google hell of trying to figure out the origins of flat earth. But, like, literally no culture I know of thinks the earth is flat. Native Americans thought it was the back of a turtle, which is close, but that's still concave. Like, that still implies it's not flat. So, But anyway, getting into anime was the first time I saw...
Yeah, already got the double jump.
Nice. It was the first time I saw German stuff shown in, like, a positive light. Like, Full Metal Alchemist, they just used, like, all sorts of German shit as, like, a setting, and it was super cool. I thought it was just so cool that my heritage was used as a flavoring to make something cooler. It was egad appropriated.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. So
I
everybody,
like that.
Yeah.
As you defeat the bosses, you get their spirits.
That's a great way to save on assets.
That's true. It's also
smart.
very fun. I like that.
You can make a lot of DLC with that kind of strategy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm liking this game so far. Goddamn, the art is so beautiful. You did a good job. More stained glass is better, of course.
That's an icky bench.
Yeah, it is. Let me just sit on this rusty bench.
Ew. It's like goopy, too.
Boop.
Do you, like, fix benches when you sit on them?
Relics.
Oh, all your friends sit by you, too.
Aw, that's nice. I like it. Good stuff. Alrighty.
Restricting voting to natives, while it feels mean, it does protect Japan from the Democrat voting strategy of, like, mass import voters to gain political power. You know? Because you can't just import huge populations and then say, all of you vote for me, keep us in power, so we'll import more. Not that obviously, I know the Republicans did that with, like, Irish people, but still. eliminate that as a strategy.
Yeah.
It also allows the country to be a lot more stable without mass immigration.
It's very shady.
Don't trust that giant creature.
Well, that's it.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah.
What are you? Ah, dear Belle. Thank you for your continued service in ferrying the White Princess and her guardians. My son hopes to one day be as a fine coachman as you, to ride as gallantly as fine on as fine a horse. Weird way to put it. Please do call on us when you visit the parish. Cool.
Can their GF/wife be hot enough for their peers to be like, I get it? Yeah, I mean, probably. But also, there's an element to Japanese culture where, like, their culture is attractive. Like, you see this in a lot of animes, and I know, like, obviously you can't judge judging Japanese culture by what you see in anime is very weebish, but I've seen it a couple times, and I've also supplemented this information with random street interviews from, like, random fucking Japanese YouTube channels. But there'll be like a trope where they have like the fireworks festival or something, and then the love interest gets dressed up in a traditional Japanese, kimono thing, whatever the fuck they're called. And it's not revealing at all, but then the characters are like, oh wow, they're super attractive or whatever, because it's Japanese. And I think that's very nice that that's like an element to their culture. It's something I'm very jealous of. Because I feel that, but it's not something that is, it's not something that's like super embraced over here. Like, I bought Trisha a traditional dirndl from Germany, and then she wore it, and I was like, oh, wow, yeah, that's in my blood. But,
this guy can shoot. Ah!
But a certain one of my friends would call me a fascist for that. I think he has.
Oh, well, that wasn't worth it at all, huh?
Do you have to stand there when you're...
Yeah.
You can't, like, activate her and then run?
Oh, I just didn't realize that he was hitting me.
Just didn't realize you were in the blender?
Yeah, right.
That's interesting. Can you double jump after you air attack?
Yeah.
Can you double jump and then air attack and then jump again?
No.
That would be quite the infinite
cheat.
jump combo. Just keep on attacking afterwards.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Gabe. What's going on? Oh, those are the prayer things. What are the red ones?
I don't know, honestly. I knew that the one, like, gave me more health stuff, but I didn't see what the red did.
Can you walk to the edge and then activate the flailer?
I don't know if that hits down.
Try it.
No.
If you stand at the very edge, could you drop someone in? Or do they stay in the air? They stay in the air, probably.
Yeah. This thing looks ominous.
Yeah, activate the flailer on that, see what happens.
It doesn't hit down, yeah. I think it just eats you.
That's quite likely.
Yeah. It looks like something that would eat you.
So, I found a printer that I think I definitely like. Hopefully they're not mega dumb. That's my hope at the moment. Oh.
Purify.
Set them on fire. Purify with fire.
Yeah, I got another spirit. Nice. I think I can only activate the spirits when I'm at a bench, or can I? Yeah. Alright, well, I'll just try to get to the next bench then.
So if you had to pit the first volume of Spider-Man, the original lead Ditko issues, versus the first volume of Miles Spider-Man would have the better stories, definitely the original Spider-Man.
Something approaches, but the bench is right there. Can't I rest first? Oh god. Fuck happened to you?
Map travel.
Oh, okay.
Just a bit exhausted after dealing with a lot of activities over the weekend.
Spirits. Let's see what you got.
What'd you get up to?
B. Oh. Okay, so
Like the worst projectile. Just
Yeah.
the least aesthetic projectile you could possibly get. It's just
Can
a
I
lump
swim?
of...
Oh, I can swim.
Oh, look at how you tread water. Or if you go down and
I
then
can't.
up.
Yeah, I can't go down though. Unless there's a submerge button.
You definitely had a different animation where you had like a pretty arms out to your sides.
Oh, I see. So that I can use it for these, right? Yeah.
Interesting. So anyway, talking to this printer, they seem good. Their policies seem quite respectable and honest. Okay, so that did something, so I'd keep on doing that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It might just be a shaky cam effect. Can't. What do you think, guys? Am I doing anything?
Back up a little bit, see if you hit the center. Yeah, it's doing something.
You know, I'm not believing in it right now.
Why don't you just stand on it and see what happens? Press down.
Interesting. It's a puzzle, I guess. Maybe we have to kill all these guys or something?
The least intellectual puzzle.
I mean...
Kill everyone in the room.
Oh, and that... Oh, I have limited uses. Okay. That would have been good to know before I used them all up on that thing, yeah.
Oh, is that 13 on the flailer thing?
Yeah, I have limited uses for all.
Interesting.
Yeah, it moves, but... Yeah.
They give you quite a few. I wonder if later they get some that are just like one. Use it wisely. Only hurdle with reading super retro stuff is that you know too much about the characters and what their abilities will be. Yeah, and that makes you impatient to see when they get those powers. Reading a Magneto comic and you're like, when are you gonna shoot lightning? So the printer says 7 to 10 days they can fulfill.
You know, I just...
7 to 10 days they can fill, then 4 to 5 days to ship.
Okay, so it adds, the red flowers add to uses
Oh, gosh.
for what I do.
Okay.
I don't know what it is with this thing, though.
Oh, while something's on top of it, it's different.
Yes, yes. I don't know if that means I'm supposed to bring something over to it, but they haven't, like, introduced any grabbing effect that I have. So I don't know if I could pull something. Or if that's just not a mechanic in this game. I can still go forward this way. But, yeah. Maybe it's something that I get later on, like a down attack from, like, one of these spirits, you know? That's my guess.
Do you consider Game of Thrones books to be a dead universe? George R. R. Martin has spent 12 years procrastinating on the second to last book. I mean, I don't know. He's not dead yet, so... That guy... I can't read Game of Thrones, because... not that I'm like a super slow writer, but I do worry about the speed at which I can produce books to some extent. I'm really happy with the speed I got Slayer in the Wide Valley done, because I feel like the quality is where I want it to be, maybe even better than Treading Water, but it took half the time. And I think, honestly, Treading Water took a long time because a lot of that was me learning how to put a novel together.
Mm.
And I think, despite it taking a long time, I'm like happy with the quality at the end of it. So, like, I have no concerns about creativity. My concerns are all about productivity. Reading Game of Thrones, knowing that it took him 15 years to finish it, you can feel it in the very first page. It feels like a horror movie. Like, it feels like a horror story, just reading it. You can tell how much it's been edited. I talked to someone who is a big proponent of, like, getting books done fast. I haven't read his stuff super thoroughly, so I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, that guy, I'm not crazy, because that guy also, he could feel it. He could feel how like over edited it was. Excuse me. I need to get some caffeine in me. The fact that guy's taken 12 years to finish the last book does not surprise me, considering just how the first book reads, just the first couple pages. It's like, I read, like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 chapters or something, and then I was like, I can't do this. This is making me anxious.
Things take a little bit long.
Can you swim down?
No, it won't. There's no motion to move
Press
down.
different buttons. Triggers.
I mean, I know what the triggers do.
Bumpers.
Yeah. It's nothing. I think it's just maybe something you get later. I don't know.
I don't know. So anyway, this printer seems good, but kind of have a little bit of a time crunch. I want to fulfill orders, you know, for the campaign.
Boy. How am I
So
supposed to...
I don't know if I should get a proof done, like have them send me a physical copy to make sure that everything is correct. I don't know. Because we have a con coming up in the beginning of July, and it would be great to have the books by then. I'd like to be able to fulfill before I have books on a table selling to people that didn't back the campaign, you know?
I can't.
But
I don't know. I don't know how to dive. You'd think
check
if they introduced
go to
water.
like the start menu, see if there's like a controls there. But anyway, it would be nice to have them for that con, especially because the con's expensive. So it'd be nice to have something that was like fantasy, comic booky related.
So she can't dive?
Wait, go back.
This is just moving left and right.
Cannot dive under blighted water. She can paddle along the surface. Okay.
Alright.
So that's an ability, because the water's blighted. She's not just retarded.
Well, debatable.
Oh! I'll look at some stuff from Dragon's Dogma 2. So they're announcing stuff for Dragon's Dogma. That is exciting. Hey, buddy! Hey, no! Wait, buddy! Hey! No, not the floor! Good. Wanna come hang out? No, you just wanna be alone? Hmm?
It's probably the way that they wanted me to go, right? Yeah, this way's way easier, so it's probably the way they wanted me to go. This was once a village. Now it's a killage. Got 'em! Oh my god. Alright. Wanna play this way? Oops. I gotta press the direction. Okay.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Gurgy. Come here. Yeah, you. Come here. Gurgy, over here. I like the enemies.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
Oh, hi. Hello. Okay.
Nice.
Hi. What's the matter? You expecting more pets? Are you expecting more pets?
Oh my god. I didn't jump when I hit jump.
Are you just the fluffiest puppy? Yeah? Yeah? No, you're just a
I guess I just automatically level up.
Blah. Blah. Buddy.
Chad, I want you to vote. Is dodging easier, or faster, I should say, to get around? Or is it just my imagination?
It's your imagination.
Are you sure?
It looks so stupid stuff doing it. Bunny hopping is a sin against God. If bunny hopping should never work.
It's a sin against God! Alright. Whoops. Okay. Well. This dodge is, like, way better than just jumping to avoid attacks.
Oh. Wanna wave to stream? Yeah. show puppers. You know that? Yeah. Look at this.
We can also go down. Maybe I'll find something fun down. Ah, amulet fragment. Sweet.
Oh, that's why your health keeps on increasing. I was wondering if it was the leveling. So, the printers say 7 to 10 days to fulfill, to print, and then 4 to 5 days to ship it to me. So 15 days on the late end of their estimation. Add 50% to be safe. 21 days. Should I get a proof to be doubly sure that the book comes out right?
Ah, man.
They seem far more capable than the other place, because they're like, oh yeah, we'll like make sure it's right, and if it's not right, then we'll like fix it until it is without charging you.
Oop.
Which is a good, it's a good philosophy to have, is they're gonna fix their own mistakes and not charge you for them, because then it makes it, it motivates them to not fuck stuff up, because they're gonna, you know. Hey, Lowry, how's it going? Oh, you regret that you missed last stream? That's okay. You didn't miss too much. You're still having printer difficulties? Well, sort of. I mean, I found a printer that I like. They have a thing where like they'll change the files to fix mistakes without charging me, which is a nice policy. I enjoyed that policy. It motivates them to fix mistakes instead of make them. So, I think I'm going to go with them. The question is, do I get a proof to be doubly sure? Like, have them send me a test version? It's free. A proof is free if I go with them. It's $80. I pay $80 to have a proof sent to me, and then if I go with them for the order, it's refunded. So which is fair. The question is, like the 8th of next month, I think. Sometime like the second week of July, there's a convention we're gonna go to. So it'd be good to have books that I could sell there, you know? And so I'm just thinking, like, I guess I should email them soon, actually. 80 sounds like a lot. Is that typical for a proof? Oh, hey, Pyrus here. You know, I don't know, really. I haven't gotten a straight answer on how much a proof costs previously. One company in the U.S. wanted to charge $120 or $130 to send me a proof, which sounded like way too much. Granted, this proof would be coming from Bulgaria, so the shipping across the Atlantic is probably not amazing, cost-effective wise. But it's free if I go with them as a printer. And I could potentially catch problems with the physical proof that I could miss in pictures, maybe? Not really, right? Like, well, no, I mean, they don't have an option to just print one in Bulgaria and keep it there, so I might as well have them send me it, but the question is, how long does it take for them to do all that? So my quandary is, we have a con the beginning of next month. If I get a physical proof sent to me, it's less likely that I'll have my book to sell at a con, which would be extremely exciting. But at the same time, the books are produced as part of the Indiegogo, and so my first priority is making sure I get the best quality books produced and fulfilled. It feels weird to have books sold to people that didn't back the Kickstarter first, right? So I feel like it shouldn't. I'm like not sure if I should bring them to the convention, but convention costs a bunch of money, and it would be nice to be able to make that money back. It'd also be like, you know, a dream to sell my fantasy book at a comic convention. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I should be focused on making sure that I don't fuck up the whole print job, right? But
yeah. And as far as the comics go, right now they're in the process of printing. I don't think they shipped yet, but you know.
Wouldn't it be worse to have a lot of copies of the errors? Yes, it would be horrible. It would be a catastrophic waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's. I mean, I'll just get the fucking proof. Part of me is like, maybe I shouldn't be a goddamn square and be so
You
nervous
shouldn't be a damn square.
No, I'm gonna have you know, it's free. I should just. I mean, it's free if I go with them, but you know, otherwise, I guess not. But whatever. Gotta set up my goddamn checking account too, so I can pay people. I had a checking account, but I closed it. Because I had a TD Bank account, but then they sent me an email. It was like, oh, new terms. You can't spend your money on things related to violence, sex, or hate. I don't spend any money that isn't related to violence, sex, and hate. So, like, how would I buy Cyberpunk 2077 if I couldn't spend money on, like, violence, sex, and hate? Like, it's just one of those stupid, like, rules, which is just, like, we're going to selectively enforce this if you're Kanye West or something stupid.
Yeah, basically.
So, but I'm not gonna, like, abide by that shit. So I just yoinked all my money out and put it into my savings, closed my account. But now I need a checking account because I have to pay someone. I have to pay a company in Bulgaria to print my fucking books. For the record, I should be able to work with a U.S. company, but I've only encountered incompetent companies in the U.S., and this Bulgarian company seems quite high quality. Also, for whatever reason, the highest quality book printing that happens in the world happens in fucking Eastern Europe. So, former Soviet Union, for whatever reason, must be very used to printing fucking copies of... I was going to say Mein Kampf, that's not the right book. Whatever the communist Mein Kampf is. Is it just called the Communist Manifesto?
I think so, yeah.
There's like multiple books, right? Because each one of the communist guys wrote a different one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starving My People 101. Starving My People 102. No, there's no 102s, it's 202, right?
Ah.
Wow, man, you got like space
Yeah, it's
blundered
not
there.
good to...
Can you just
I
shoot
didn't think
him?
it would go up that high.
Now that you know it's like limited, you're never gonna use the the other powers.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to use them selectively, based on like, what I need. I don't really understand the real purpose of the Y, because like I would expect it to do more damage, but it doesn't do any more damage than me just mashing on them, you know?
Your bank is saying how you can spend your money. That's scary. Yeah, fucking exactly. Yeah, what the fuck? What business is it of theirs? How you spend your money? Fucking exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I put money. You're a box. I put my money in you, and you give it to me when I want it, and then you shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear.
Deal.
Like,
That's the deal.
I don't even want to hear their opinion on how it's better. Look, like fucking, oh my god, like Google Docs will correct you if and oh my god, Microsoft Word will give you suggestions based on inclusivity now. There was someone who posted a screen. Someone I have on Minds. They posted a screenshot of. They typed master and then they had an error message pop up and it's like, oh, you know, this term would be more inclusive. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, imagine your bank starts doing that. It's like, oh. It's like, oh, really? You're subbing to her OnlyFans? Okay.
Oh, her move changes when I do a jumping attack.
Oh.
That's interesting. I didn't even notice that. Oh, okay. Ah. Wah.
Like your bank starts becoming a Reddit post. There was like someone was like fleeing Ukraine for like the fucking like war that's happening, and they were wearing a Burzum shirt or something, and then it was like, oh, the lead singer is a Nazi, and it's like, you want to shut the fuck up? Like, you don't think they're fucking busy? Like, you're really gonna be like, oh, your shirt isn't inclusive? It's like, they're fleeing their home, that they're everything they know is being bombed by fucking Russian artillery, and you're like, oh, that shirt you grabbed on your way out, running for your lives, it's not very inclusive. It's like, oh, let me get right on that.
Well, thank you for telling me.
But yeah, no, my bank doesn't get to tell me how I spend my money. I fucking like. That's also can't spend money on stuff related to violence. Are you out of your fucking mind? What, I can't buy a gun if I want to? Or what does that even mean? Related to violence? Like, can I buy Die Hard? That's related to violence.
Huh.
Or also related to sex. You can't get Netflix with that.
Yeah, everything on Netflix is
Literally
related to sex.
Literally, I have a liberal arts degree. I'll tell you what. Everything is related to violence and hate and sex. If you try hard enough, everything is.
Yeah. I'll read this stuff later. Trust me.
Literally everything that has text on it is bigoted, therefore hateful, because blind people can't read it. Right? So you can... So, like, what am I, trusting TD Bank to decide what's morally acceptable? That's like literally some, like, communist shit. It's like, you can't spend your money unless it's, like, party approved. Stupid. Right, Gergi?
Yeah.
ear's weird, Gertie. Your ear always like this?
You're making fun of his hair.
His ear looks like it has like a slash in it or something.
Gergie, did you get slashed?
Hail Hydra? Yeah. Good God, woke Microsoft Clippy.
Ah!
Good God, woke Microsoft Clippy is my worst nightmare. So Trisha came to the realization that Blasphemous needed more anime. Very correct. Yeah. It's weird. It's my money. I demand the right to spend it on whatever pervy vice I crave.
I didn't realize it was on the floor.
Yeah, your bank's version of Clippy. Like you buy a Dakimakura and they're like, oh, did you buy? It's like, oh well, you better not masturbate to your Dakimakura. Or we're gonna seize your funds. Yeah.
Is your Dakimakura a trap? Because if not, that's very exclusive.
Then it's related to violence. Yeah.
Eh.
Literally violence.
Were you trying to say the traps are gay? It's very violent of you. Ah!
Your bank becomes a toxic girlfriend. No donated to BLM to me rides. Yeah, very correct. Can't donate to Republicans, I imagine. I think that is true.
Because they just say that everything about them is related to hate.
Certain banks were blocking Trump donations. I don't
Is he so
remember.
hateful?
Or was it PayPal was doing that? It's honestly super fucking aggressive.
Yes, of course.
That's the type of thing that the government should step in and stop, but it's not because I mean it's obviously a huge problem that the government is Democrat and they're supporting policies that keep them in power. And
As you would.
to some extent, when you're like, oh, well, it's a corporation's job to make money, so they make money, how can you blame them for doing X, Y, Z? And it's like,
It's
I guess so.
been corrupted by other forces to funnel that money, though.
No. So, but if you look at, like, a company and you're like, oh, well, they're doing this, and it's their job to make money, so why do you blame them for doing things that make money? And it's like, okay, I guess. Now you need to... So you have a company that's sole purpose is to...
Western Merchant? Oh, this is a boss. Okay, whatever.
So you have a company whose sole purpose is to make money, and so to mitigate that, you have a government that... Oh, it's homing. To mitigate that, you have a government that will regulate it. Now you have a government whose sole purpose is to, like, stay in power, which I guess you can't blame them because they're a government, but you can because it's America, and they're not supposed to do that. So then it's like, what are you supposed to do about a government that's doing that? And, like, I really don't want the answer to be civil war.
Oh, man.
But I don't know. I don't see that being necessary. Obviously, I see people swinging super hard right.
Well, it's a reactionary movement.
Yeah. I mean, you can't make a better argument for, like, right-wing politics than people trying to, like, molest your kids.
Yeah.
It's like, the fucking Florida governor was like, he wanted to put the death penalty on the table for child molesting, and then people were like, this is a gay genocide, and it's like, oh boy.
You don't want to connect those two.
And like, I was visiting my pop-up in the hospital, and he had the news on. Also proof that he's goddamn deaf, but doesn't want hearing aids, because he doesn't need hearing aids, apparently. It was like CNN or something, and they're like, oh, they're banning all this. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. Am I not petting you enough to show what's happening? they were like, oh, they're banning LGBT BBQ books in schools. How dare they? And then they showed a stack of the books that were
they're
being
just
banned.
like pornography.
One of the books was Lolita. I mean, obviously the books that are actually being banned.
Was it actually?
Yes.
Oh God. Why would you show that to them?
Yeah.
Who? Oh my God. Christ. No.
Yeah, but like that was on CNN. They're like, yeah, this is LGBTQ, and it's like, oh.
Oh, so like the plus includes pedophiles, apparently.
According to, I think it was CNN.
Oh God.
Oh, my buddy.
I'm sorry, Kirky. That really disgusted me.
It could have been a mistake. I mean, they would claim it's a mistake if people complained, but whatever. Oh, buddy, are you gonna try and escape because Trisha's mad at the pedophiles?
I'm mad about the pedophiles.
Don't worry.
Normally, I'm mad about the game.
Don't worry, Gertie. You're not a pedophile. You're just a fluff. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Gertie. You have a little scab on your back, though. Sounds like the pretense that they need censorship powers over... Gergie is awake. And hey, Quantum Weasel, welcome to the chat. Oh, what the hell is Lolita? Yeah, that explains it. OG pedo story, yeah. It's also, it would be nice if there was companies that had like a moral compass of some sort, besides that was not directed by ESG, like a real moral compass, like for real morals. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, kid drag show things are also there's a lot of stuff where it's like just not. Also, I mentioned this on another stream, but like the pressure on people to be some category of LGBT BBQ is super real. I think it's probably more intense on kids, but I had a gay friend who was in a relationship with this guy, and they had a breakup because he was not gay.
Well, he was like not having sex with the guy, basically.
Yeah. So the guy was just not gay, but like, oh, you shoved it in there, huh?
Does he have a tick?
No. I thought it was a scab, but it poked me.
Oh, poor baby.
I think it's just a pine needle, but I think I knocked it out. I don't know. Hey, you look so adorable. It's like deep in there. It's not a tick, obviously, but it's just like a little bit of like stick or splinter. But yeah, he ended up breaking up with that guy because the guy was just like not into having gay sex. He just liked being gay. But the problem is, when you're gay, you gotta make men come. He's not doing that. And his boyfriend was not pleased, so he was like, go be fake gay with someone else.
Yeah, that's not really fair.
I don't know what the context was exactly. Yeah, it was this, whatever the hell this is. It's like a stick or something.
Oh.
Oh, you know, this is a thorn.
Oh, Gurgi, are you rolling around in some thorny bushes?
Yeah, this is a straight up thorn. How did this not stab the shit out of me?
Dumb.
Alright, let me toss this in the garbage. Gurgi, that is inappropriate for stream. TD Bank doesn't want to spend money on this stream because you're looking at your junk.
Gurgi, are you too sexual for TD Bank? I can't change spirits. Yeah, so I gotta wait. All right. Can I go any further over here? I don't think I can. I can go down here, or I could go back to that bench. Maybe there's a bench down there, though. Let's find out.
Yeah, I don't know what the context was when they broke up, but I think he was like, he's it's a very funny story though. I think he said, he was like saying something like, hey, we're both gay boyfriends, we should have some gay stuff together.
We should have some gay stuff.
And then he was like, ha ha ha, you're such a fag. And then he was like, get the fuck out of my house. He broke up with him on the spot and was like, get out.
Damn.
He's just like...
Yeah, I mean...
He was just tired of being blue-balled by this guy that was not actually gay.
I kind of get it, yeah. Yeah. Don't blame him at all.
And it's just like, that pressure to, like, give people higher status for being gay, it's like...
It's not healthy.
If you're...
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a type of gay guy, I don't know, I don't remember the terms for this, but I was talking to some guy at my school and he was like, oh, those guys are losers, they're blah blah blah. And it's some kind of subset that they can only get off by seducing straight men, which you can't really do without a tremendous amount of social pressure. But...
yeah, that is a thing.
Anyway.
So figure out what
was
this
I talking
guy
about?
does.
Did you see that video of the drag queen? I did not see a drag queen in Tits. Did you mean Lolicon? No.
Is that all you did?
Lolita is a book about a guy who is and apparently it's like a literary masterpiece. I don't want to diminish. I haven't read it, so I don't know. Apparently it's written very well. But it's a story about a pedophile. Who is...
It's through the perspective of the pedophile.
Yeah, perspective pedophile is molesting this girl named Lolita.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah. If Gurgi was in northern Canada, I wonder how thick his fur would get. He has hair, not fur, technically. Like, it doesn't shed on its own. That's why he's hypoallergenic. So you need to take him to the groomer. So it's kind of Wheaten Terriers are kind of an expensive dog to have because of that. You need to have them groomed constantly. Once a month they need to go to the groomer. And but they're good dogs. They're, again, hypoallergenic, so it doesn't... I'm allergic to him, but it doesn't bother me unless I scratch myself after I pet him. That's why you see me sometimes go wash my hands. Because leaving it on my hands, sometimes it'll bother me, but yeah. So whenever I pet him, I try to get my money's worth, you know? Because I'm going to have to go wash my hands. So I don't think it would get... I think if we lived in northern Canada, we would probably just have to condition his hair and not get it cut as much, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Shows how much I don't know about books. I'm much more focused on the realm of anime and manga. Probably better off, maybe. Although I guess not. I mean, if you I mean, I guess there's some weirdo stuff in there too. But... I repeat the question, why was this considered LGBT BBQ in the first place?
Exactly. That was my disgust with it.
I don't know, all this stuff like now where people are saying it's evolving or something, it was always weird, you know? My freshman year, before I kind of solidified myself as someone who would make fun of people for shitty points, I heard a lot of really stupid points from a lot of people. There's a lot of people, like, it's just like the standard stuff you might expect where people are like, children should be exposed to pornography because they shouldn't have, like, shame over sex. They should see naked people more and stuff. I think the funniest, well, I don't know, it's a little fucking, I don't know if you want to call it funny, but the most bizarre take was, like, they're very, very intense air quotes, keep in mind. I'm not saying this. Of all things, this is the least thing that I would like someone to be confused and think I'm saying. Is someone was saying that there shouldn't be something wrong with children having romantic relationships with adults because there's nothing sexual that would happen because they're children.
Okay.
And the only reason that people suspect, the only people who suspect that something sexual would happen are men, because all men are rapists. That was something like an actual person thought, right? That's not like a hypothetical. Like someone made that argument and then I laughed in their face and made fun of them. I called them retarded and they said I couldn't say that. But they were wrong because I called them retarded again. And they had no defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like a top student, by the way. They were white, and they had gotten in by having like a lot, like very, very good grades. It was a woman, so I guess, you know, some amount of like bonus points there as far as like diversity points, but.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
How do terriers survive in the wild? Does their hair just keep growing? I assume that they can't survive in the wild. I think it's like sheep. Sheep can't survive in the wild. They get sheep. If you don't shear sheep, they get like horrible infections because they poop into the fur, right? It just gets caught. I assume the same thing would happen with bear geese who get groomed. Don't want to put in the effort into regular literature with the exception of light novels and certain sci-fi novels. I can recommend Starship Troopers on audiobook if you're like playing a game or something. I did that the other day. It's like 8 hours, 8.5 hours or something. The middle of the book is pretty dry, and it's mostly just like philosophy on like militarism and like I've heard fascism. I don't really know if that's accurate because people claim a lot of stuff is fascist. I've heard that me liking spaghetti and meatballs is fascist, so who knows? Oh, genius.
Yeah.
Do that like
That's
9
how we
more
do
times.
it.
Sick. That's how you do it low health. I mean, your health is a resource, and you spent it. Time to spend your other resources.
Whoops.
Oh no.
Yeah, that automatic ledge grab, am I right?
Wahoo.
Whoops. Alright.
That's a much safer way to do it.
Yeah.
No way in hell am I going back to mainstream comics. Fair enough.
Alright, I still gotta deal with this other guy, though.
Yeah. Speaking of the or Honeydew is saying, low-key glad that the community, the LGBT, yeah, paraphrasing, that people are getting flack for going after kids. Speaking of that, there was
They should. There's no reason why they shouldn't.
Yeah. Speaking of that, there was a Call of Duty streamer who got in trouble for saying they should leave kids alone.
Yeah, I think it's still trending on Twitter. I don't know though.
Yeah, it should be. They made the next tweet they made was bizarre. They were like, drama aside, the golden era of our games is still selling like really well, even though they're unsafe to play online. And I was like, are you bragging that your netcode was so like bad that it's unsafe for someone's computer to play them online years later? Or are you like so focused on trying to get people to play the current games? Like, what is happening? It's just such a weird state. And then it's like, after coming out in support of pedophilia, you're like, oh yeah, but remember Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Pretty good, huh? Remember Captain Price? Remember that mission where you shoot the guy's arm off no matter where you shoot him? Right? Pretty cool, huh? What's your kid doing after school? I want to play some.
Huh.
That's a good guy.
Yeah, I know. It's just that he didn't do anything, and then there was...
You have 48 of those.
That's why I decided to use them, but
Oh!
he's following me.
Oh, so he has 44 shots. the bird has 44 shots. Fascinating. I guess just run out there and just don't get hit.
Well, I don't know where the next bench is. That's the thing, right?
Very true.
Oh yeah, the Nick Merck situation, Activision fucked up with that, yeah. I haven't read it, but I thought the fascism angle came from Two Starship Troopers came from the movie rather than the book. So, I don't really understand fascism that well, so I don't know. It's just everything is fascist, according to, like, the left, so I have no fucking idea. At the very basic level, like, you could claim lots of things are fascist, like,
Oh.
because fascist implies there's a sense of hierarchy. So I was telling a story where, I was telling a story to one of my friends. It's a little, some people are a little bit much. He's a much. He's a much. Not a little bit much. He's a lot much. I was telling a story where when I was younger, I did something good or something like that, and then my aunt got down on my level, and she was like, "Oh, you know why you're good at that? Oh, it's because you're Italian, right? Because she's Italian, just my Italian side of the family." And it made me feel good as a kid. Same thing with, like, when, you know, you fall and you, like, hurt yourself, and you're, like, trying not to cry, and then, like, your uncle's like, "Oh, yeah, you're not gonna cry because you're tough, right? Boys are tough." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm tough. I'm not gonna cry."
Wow. Bird, you are whiffing. Alright, there you go. Congratulations.
Terrible damage, terrible aim.
Yeah, right.
Can't aim, can't brain. Must be a crow main. Anyway, my friend started screaming that I was a fascist, or that my aunt was a fascist or that I was a fascist. Someone was a fascist. When I said get down on my.
That's pretty far for a hit.
Yeah.
But okay.
I don't know how you get hit, actually. When I said get down on my level, because that implies hierarchy or something, so, you know. A writer for Games Workshop, speaking of Starship Troopers, a writer for Games Workshop said that the Tyranids were an obvious allegory for Jews. I don't know how.
It's obvious.
I literally couldn't. With all of my liberal arts education, I have no fucking idea how it could be Jews. Of all the things. I understand the whole thing of, like, if there's any enemy that's exterior and not interior, it does not serve the revolution and therefore is not acceptable. I get that part of it. I do not understand how you could connect Tyranids and Jews. I genuinely don't understand.
Oh.
Yeah, Starship Troopers was interesting. I thought the first and, like, last two chapters were really cool. Because the Starship Troopers, he has the main character be really strong, and with, like, lots of technology, and it doesn't feel too indulgent. It doesn't feel too, like, 40K. It worked. And I think a lot of times people are afraid to write characters that have too much power, and I think sometimes it can be difficult to do so. Really liked One Punch Man. They did that really well. I think it can be difficult sometimes to put together a character that's or a story that feels engaging, and I don't know. People are very scared to put more power into characters and raise the power level of the whole book. But there's stuff that you can do that's really interesting when you put it up at that level. Starship Troopers was interesting in those little fight scenes that they did. But it's just like 3 chapters out of the whole book. Everything else is like him training and philosophizing on how like militarism is like really important. I don't really know if you could really call it fascist exactly, because it's a democracy. They live in a democracy where you can only vote if you've been in the military. So yeah, fucking I don't know.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of fascism is you create a society based on morals, and then like morals are the most important, and then theoretically government should work because the morals are in a good spot. And so some people say that Teddy Roosevelt was a fascist because he believed in like morality, but you know. At some point, it starts to make communism sound really bad. But I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. So, but I did think it was cool. He had in Starship Troopers in the book, he has like a shoulder-mounted nuke. He has a couple. He has 3 shoulder-mounted nuclear bombs, like rockets, and
That's pretty cool.
he has a bunch of grenades. And he has handheld flamethrowers, like one-hand flamethrower that assumedly is very effective. The cover of the book, he has a machine gun, right? But I don't remember them ever shooting the machine guns at anything. He has a Gatling gun rifle, you know, on the cover. I don't remember them shooting that at anybody, though. They always just talk about, like, how it wouldn't be tactical to shoot in this situation. I don't even know if they were holding it or not. It's very...
Chain of Sorcery.
But it was interesting because he has a jetpack, and he's talking about the tactics to use for a jetpack. Because if you shoot too high, then you can be shot down, or you have hang time because you're waiting for gravity to start yanking you back down.
Yeah, it is interesting.
So he's trying to glide. He's trying to not glide. He's trying to make really really tight hops to the ground. So he has he uses all of his force to go forward and just a little up, so he can clear the ground and go fast to cover a lot of ground, or like. Pick buildings that are... He's trying to go across buildings, and because they're at war with another alien race before the bugs, and they're trying to skim along the rooftops, but not like the high rooftops, just like certain level, so that there's other cover up around them. It was interesting, but it only lasts for 3 chapters out of the whole book, so you have to like really sit through a lot of philosophizing. And everything is in like passive tense because it's old and like close third.
Didn't mean to do that. Whoop.
This is really
This
cool
guy's
to
got a
watch.
lot of health, huh?
Good. Oh, show him the bird. You're gonna be here for a while, right? Might as well have the bird out.
Ah.
Okay.
Well, when I put the bird out, I can't use anything else.
Oh, really?
Except for like, yeah, because it's a different set, so I can't.
Oh, you can't change sets while the bird's out.
It's not that I can't change sets, but the bird will disappear as soon as I do.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
You have to really like think about what spells go on what set then. Oh, that's cool. This game's neat.
like this.
Yeah, I like it too, honestly.
Sorry, I should have let it chat. Oh, apparently the new Flashpoint Paradox is gonna be good. Keaton's Batman. Is this a live action thing? I kind of have
Yeah.
I have no faith in any of these.
Well, I'm not watching anything with Ezra Miller in it.
Who's Ezra Miller?
That's the guy who plays. God damn it. The Flash. Because they're talking about Flashpoint.
Oh, okay.
But bad person, arrested multiple times, beats women. You know.
The other thing I could tell about him is that he's Jewish. Is that it's like the most Jewish name.
Goes by they them. And I do not believe that he genuinely believes that he's non-binary. I think it's just so that they can do whatever the hell he wants, you know.
That's a really good free space to take is non-binary.
Yeah. I've seen police footage of Ezra Miller being arrested after, like, trying to fight people in a bar. And my fucking god. Nobody would survive a room arguing with this guy. He is so insufferable.
Mm-hmm. I like that he was trying to fight people in a bar. He's so weak that he was trying and failing to fight.
Apparently there's an incredible Gal Gadot Wonder Woman butt shot, like mooning the audience due to a skirt flip up and no undershorts. I kind of feel like I don't want to see that. Her ass is probably like 2 very tough steaks.
Is it a steak or is it Wonder Woman's ass? Find out when it flops onto the counter. Oh my god, he can move quite swiftly, this one. I feel like I'm like hardly getting in.
I suppose she looks fine for like a superhero, but like
I like her as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's just like the least attractive, like just so like I don't know.
Well, it's like a type. Some people
Yeah.
have a type, you know.
Yeah.
Alright, second phase, and I'm all out of heals.
I don't know what you call that kind of attractiveness, but it's like whatever the opposite of cute is. It's like, I don't know, maybe beautiful or something, but not.
oh, wow. I thought you were gonna get hit by the backswing.
Whoop.
So close there. Gonna get close to having to use the bird.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Never, what's going on? Oh God. I see what you mean by Ezra Miller being a bad person.
Aww. Man. This guy's tough. Wonder if I should try to level up more or something? I don't know.
Aw, Dannphan's cakes are the only buns for Chatham. That's so cute.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
As it should be.
But there's like... I had some kind of line about this in Treading Water. Some version of it survived all the edits. But there's like different kinds of attractiveness. Like cute versus pretty. They're different, you know? Like hot is different from cute, right? I don't know what you would call like Gal Gadot, but I've heard brick instead of like thick, brick.
Brick?
Yeah, like girls with abs are brick.
That's pretty funny.
Is this a different boss from the other?
Yeah, this is a mini boss.
Okay.
I didn't.
Well, you need a
face
headless
this guy.
defender for sure. He can't be headshotted. It looks like he has a head though, a little tiny one.
It does, doesn't it?
It's very dumb. Should have had him have no head. He's gonna be the headless defender.
Yeah. Oh, I can't dodge past him? I guess because he has a shield? Still, like, kind of an odd time to change that, though.
Maybe you can, but he was doing something or something.
I don't know. I guess he was doing something. Ah,
Oh, it's quite the reach.
I know, man. Ooh. Oh! Man, that delay. Literally couldn't go any farther on the screen.
Cute is diminutive, beautiful is more elegant. Yeah, definitely. But there's definitely different types of like. I don't mean in that sense. I mean like. There's like a tangible like if you had one of those like JRPG stat blocks where they have the thing dragged out to different corners of the thing where it's like strength, agility, whatever. There's definitely a different stat for like being cute versus being beautiful. You know?
Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. Didn't need it, but... Alright.
Interesting how like you can jump out of some of the like ground level attacks as the dodge.
Yeah.
When it comes to Wonder Woman, I always prefer the classic costumes, star-spangled speedos and go-go boots. The movie/rebirth suit looks like a non-copyright infringing Halloween costume. Oof.
Damn. I don't know, I didn't think it was that bad. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Gimme. Gimme. I want them. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna kick so much ass now. Got so many Sir Husbandos. Ugh. It's awesome.
One of them is a slime.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that guy.
I think this is a really cool game.
So, this set, this is the slime. So I want the headless knight here. I'll put the slime on the other set, I guess.
So when you're trying to outrange somebody.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Do the bird and the slime.
Oh, look at this guy. Kneeling with the sword.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's super interesting. Never heard of brick, but I know there's stick, the opposite of thick. That is incredible.
Oh man, what did he do? I probably should have tested him out before just going straight to the boss fight. Is it a block? Is that all it is? Oh, that sucks.
From stick to thick. Oh god, I wish I had never. That is fascinating though.
How do I can't even time the block. It's
Oh.
like so wonky. Alright, let me give it one more go. Let's see if I can figure out how this works. It might be a parry. If I can actually like get it on the timing.
All this conversation made me remember the hostess stats from Yakuza 0 cabaret minigame. Sexy,
Okay, it's a parry.
sexy beauty, cute, and funny.
I don't know if that's really worth it though.
It's cool.
Yeah. Jeez.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
Bring out the bird. Bring out the bird and the slime.
Let me see if I can. Is
Super.
that a lot of? I guess that's not a whole lot of damage. It's not enough to make it worth it. Alright. Bringing out the bird.
Slam him. Yeah. Wow, nice shot, bird.
He's doing his best, damn it!
Oh wow, he staggered him out of the air. Bird MVP. Oh, good shot, bird. Very. Oh wow. Yeah, nice going. Oh.
You know what? I think my bird is broken.
I think your bird is
A little retarded ard.
little R-worded. If Christopher Nolan's Batman movies continued post Rises, what stories do you think they would be based on? Harley Quinn? I mean, assuming that guy didn't die. I was pretty disappointed with the Bane movie, to be honest. The first movie was pretty, like, mediocre. The second was really good, and then the third one was pretty mediocre. Those movies were so insecure. Like, they're so scared of having fantastical elements, but it's a superhero movie, so it's like,
Yeah.
literally why?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I can't stand it when, like, people, when writers just can't handle supernatural elements.
Ah.
It looks cool when you get hit, though.
Yeah, it is cool. It is super cool. This is a nice game. Cheers to the indie games out there, huh? Alright, I'm gonna... I'll be right back.
The bird has been spending time with Yorveth. Elvish accuracy right there. I mean, could they have made a scary Bane with Venom? Yes. I think having a roid raging, like, super, like, kind of cunning character would have been interesting. Because people forget, sometimes it's a good idea to punch someone in the face. Sometimes that is a very tactical decision. And if he's, like, managing how much venom versus how much thinking he can do, makes her an interesting villain. That's why I don't really care for The Dark Knight that much. It's a great performance by Ledger, but the movie is way too grounded and mundane for Batman.
It makes for a good first movie, I would say. It's not. It's the second movie in the series, but if you started there and then you got more fantastical as you went along, I think Mr. Freeze, a gritty Mr. Freeze would be very cool. But you can't just be afraid of power levels if you're doing dark fantasy. It's very boring when you do that. I think it takes a skilled writer to have high power levels, and I think not everyone can handle it. One Punch Man is an example of it working out good, but everybody knows 1,000 different animes where the main character is like super strong bestest, and it just isn't very good. It's just, I think it's a lot easier for people to make the story grounded if there's not a lot of power, but I think that's not necessary. It's just a crutch. But if you had a gritty Mr. Freeze, that could be really interesting. It's like, how do you make Mr. Freeze dangerous? He's trying to get lots of money, I guess, to fund his research for his wife's disease. So maybe you have Mr. Freeze... You have Mr. Freeze being like a civilian incognito, and then he's like...
Nice to meet you.
Right. So then you have Mr. Freeze like committing crimes to make money, and then he's pouring it into a like foundation that's trying to cure his wife.
Yeah.
It's like his secret identity, and then you have Batman going to parties and stuff and talking to Mr. Freeze, and he's like, "Yes, I'm very interested in the cure for my wife." Make him German, right? Yeah. This is the only way I can see to cure my wife. We're Russian. He's gotta be bald, right? I could see a good bald Russian guy. Assuming you're not casting for inclusivity. Yeah, I mean, you could have him just making tons and tons of ice could cause lots of problems. Like, if the ice is too thick and police can't shoot through it. I don't know. I read a really funny comic where Spider-Man's trying to apprehend the Vulture, and the police are like, "Oh, we don't know what to do. He's an old man. We don't want to hurt him." I thought that was so fucking funny.
It's a really funny take on the Vulture in general.
Yeah, it was a really old comic. It was like from a newspaper. Oh man, that's true. They don't really give villains time to develop now. We don't see arcs like they had in Spider-Man 2 for Doc Ock.
Yeah.
God, Spider-Man 2 is the best superhero movie. Best superhero game, too. Jesus.
Really? It's quite good. Oh god. He's roid raging.
That would be way too based of a plotline. They can make him creating ice to try and solve global warming. Like if he's if he's funding a bunch of like global warming alarmist stuff in order to sell his ice. Now he still needs to be a villain in a mask shooting ice at people.
Man, I just made the wrong choice there. Huh. That's close, though.
Yeah.
I feel closer to beating this guy.
It's also a cool fight to watch.
Good.
So
my failure isn't in there.
yeah, I like his mace. Ooh, I wonder what you'll get out of this guy when you beat him. Probably that, right? That big slam.
Oh, I hope so. That's so good. Oh, God, no. Yeah. Sometimes I can go through, and sometimes I just can't. Oh, God. Didn't think that was going to reach.
Have his suit be customized Kryptonian armor and ray gun, since originally Man of Steel was set to be in the Nolan-verse, till Nolan passed on producing DCEU. They spent the movie with Zod. They spent no time making Zod seem scary. He's beaten up in the very first appearance that he has by Superman's dad. I don't even understand like what the writer was thinking. If there was a writer, it must have been a producer that was like, "No, Superman's dad has to beat him up, and then we have to make this like female character seem really scary. So we'll develop her, and then." People will literally fall asleep during the fight scene with Zod. Also, the plot made no fucking sense. Having to terraform Earth didn't make any sense at all. Because like it's established that Kryptonians are stronger on Earth and can easily survive on Earth. It didn't make any sense.
Oh man, sometimes I just can't jump.
Alright, we're at a bird.
Time to switch it up.
We'll get some more. Mango,
Ah.
mango.
Okay. It's just having anything in your peripheral while you're playing a game is scary.
So yeah, Bulgaria is like 7 hours ahead. So I guess soon I should send an email being like, yeah, let's do proof. It makes more sense than being worried about having this stuff for that con. Oh man. Closest you've ever been, and now you're seeing his second phase for the first time.
This is not. No, the last one was closer. He was down lower last time.
But now I haven't seen him get into this kind of rage. Like he's on fire and stuff.
No, he was in this phase last time.
Okay, I didn't notice.
Yeah. The effect around the screen though, that's just because I had low health. Yeah.
Okay.
Getting closer. Whoa, we got this. Garad. Good name. I like myself a Garad. What? That's so annoying.
So it's kind of a cool power where you steal the powers from the
Yeah.
villains. Kirby is popular for a reason.
cool if superhero movies were good. Like if Spider-Man 2 just kept on going,
Yeah.
like you just kept on making movies like that.
Yeah, right?
I used to think like, oh man, why don't they just make more superhero games? Have everything be like Spider-Man 2. Because I used to think like, oh wow, it'd be so cool to go around the city as Iron Man or, you know, some other character. Something equally as cool to web slinging, but...
He moves like such a distance whenever he jumps. It's crazy.
It's unfortunate Spider-Man, like the Raimi Spider-Man's, he's shooting web out of his actual skin instead of synthesizing it. Because I thought it was so cool in the games when you got the fire webs and stuff. It would have been cool to see them do stuff with that. He has to like synthesize his own webs, and you could see when he's running out and stuff. Or like he fights the crocodile or something, and oh, nice save.
You know, I wish that the parry, if you were gonna have like a parry move like that, I wish it was infinite. Or didn't have a charge equated to it.
Oh, like it can never cover.
Yeah. Because it feels like it's so not worth it to use. I'm definitely not gonna do it this round, that's for sure.
No, that attitude.
Yeah.
Ripperoni pepperonis.
The recovery is pretty slow on that parry, too.
And she's laying with her feet towards the headboard. What a savage.
Absolute savage.
Ooh. It has charges and a cooldown, it's the worst. Yeah, and you have to time it, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. It's situationally, it's
It
useful.
does a considerable amount of damage. Just like, not enough to make it worth it.
Getting trapped in the corner and then having that as an option is very cool. But it's gonna quickly be obsolete compared to other stuff. I'm
Yes.
sure.
I mean, practically already is.
Your basic attack damage does so much.
I know, right?
It's almost like crazy to use anything other than just basic flashes. In the last 2 months, Disney Marvel has ruined Spider-Man and the Punisher. Who's next? I guess Miss Marvel died. Oh, thank God she's dead. Every version of Miss Marvel should just die. Actually, if every Marvel character just died in a massive genocide, I'd rather the characters be dead than be constantly mutilated. They should just make their new characters like Woktard the Magnificent and just Safe Space and whatever the fat character. What can I say?
Yeah.
There's that like really obese flying character. That was a sight to behold. I don't get that whole like thing. The whole like the whole like
fat acceptance stuff, I just don't.
It's
I don't even know. How do you even like convince yourself that that's the reason you feel bad is because people think that being fat is bad? I've been fat. It sucks for all sorts of reasons besides social. It's just like
oh man, fucking. I just can't dodge far enough for that attack.
like you jump down the last like 3 stairs and it hurts. You know, when you're fat, it hurts the bottoms of your feet.
Yeah,
It's
wouldn't want
bad.
to be fat.
It's like the earth slaps the shit out of your feet when you jump.
The earth slaps your feet.
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
That's so funny.
And you're tired all the time. Like, getting up is slower. You just do less stuff in life because getting up takes more energy. You just have less of a day. Like, you live less because you just are less willing to spend energy because you're using more of it just being fat. And you have, your balance is wrong. Like, it's hard to balance. Like, walking on a curb is difficult. And like doing stuff, you kind of lose balance more. It's just, it sucks.
Oops. Forgot about that. Oop.
And it's sweaty. I guess like if you live in a really cold place, maybe it's nice to not have to wear a coat, but you get a lot hotter being heavier. I'm still a little chunkier than I want to be. I definitely want to lose more weight, but I like put on a bunch of weight for finals from when I was finishing college. It's the worst. And then we immediately went on like vacation to celebrate to Disney, and me and Trisha have all these cute pictures in Disney where I look like a fucking whale. Just like,
Aww.
some people carry the weight. Some people carry the weight well. I carry most of it in my face. And like people, I would say what weight I was, and people would be surprised. They'd be like, "Oh wow, only 240," and it's like, "Oh man." Now you know you're carrying the weight bad. If people are like, "Wow, it's only that much?" You look like a literal animated pile of lard. I have a suspicion that the fat acceptance movement is just funded by junk food companies. That would be the least far stretch as far as like conspiracy you'd have to take is like
Okay.
companies selling unhealthy food want.
No.
No amount of risk can convince Trisha not to attack. Nice. I thought you were gonna get hit by that.
So did he. Ah, fuck. Oh, man. Oh, after the parry, I got hit.
I think his touching him when he's fiery is damage. Which is, I guess, fine, but
Man,
It's
I
better
was
than-
so close to beating
yeah.
him.
It's better than it's better that, like, some people have a mode where if you touch them you get hurt, rather than, like,
I
every
mean,
single enemy
sometimes it's just when I'm trying to dodge past him, but I don't, yeah. Because, like, I guess it still counts as his attack animation a little bit after he's attacking.
I just want to get thick enough that people rubberneck so I can complain about it later while secretly wallowing in I win energy. Kind of like the transition clinics funding pride events. I mean, yeah, there's not a real... You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to see the connection there. I heard a funny term, which was, like, coincidence theorists. People who take very obvious, like, conspiracies, and they're like...
What a funny coincidence.
Yeah, they're like, no, it has to be a coincidence. There can be no collusion for bad stuff.
Ugh.
It's like, I think my brother's a little bit of a coincidence theorist.
I will say, I feel pretty cool while using all these different things to fight this
It
guy.
looks really cool.
Yeah.
And like it's cool to watch you get better each
Oop, gotta get away.
each
Ugh.
death, like each new attempt, you seem to get a little bit like tighter in your movement and stuff. Like he's already at half health and you just started.
Oh, fuck. Oh god. It's a good thing I can cancel out of the heal.
The only thing good about being fat is not being cold and losing weight. Losing weight feels amazing. Losing weight feels so good it's almost worth being fat.
That's a funny take.
When you're 30 pounds lighter and you stand up, holy shit. Like if you're heavier than you want to be,
Oh god.
I can highly recommend losing weight and then standing up. It
Oh
feels
my god, I lost so much
fucking
health so
amazing.
quick.
Also, if you really want muscular calves, I think being fat does help with that. So you could just live as a big fatty for a while and then have like very strong calves and then lose all the weight and keep your calves. I've had like very athletic.
Oh, it hits behind
Yeah.
him.
Big old bonk.
I think that's just in the second phase where it hits behind him.
You've somehow avoided it a couple times, so I don't know. But the animation looks like it hits behind.
It did. It hit me behind because I dodged past it.
Oh, I wonder if it hits behind in the first phase. Because you've avoided it a bunch of times, and I was like, oh man, it looks like it should hit, but it hasn't. So.
Maybe. I don't know.
Did anyone read Faith, the Fat Super League? That's what the name was.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't read it though. I was wondering if that would be good for a read through on my channel, actually.
Man. Also, on a related note, if you're looking to not be a big fat, keto is honestly incredibly easy if you're desperate enough to like lose weight and you want something that works very quickly. Keto does work very quickly.
Ugh, my hands are getting tired. It's making my attempts worse.
You just need to like pierce the veil, become greater.
My hands hurt.
You could just take a break and like talk, chat.
Can I?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think I can. I want to win, don't get me wrong. Ah,
My friend's dad, he saw Conan the Barbarian when he was younger, and he decided, I want to be like that. He was inspired by it, and he really got himself into really good shape. And he like really like he has huge fucking biceps, and not even like the sort of bodybuilder looking biceps, you know, where they're like it's very defined and whatever. He just has arms like legs. He just has like horse leg arms. They're huge. It's like totally evenly proportional.
Oh.
Not that cut, like not that defined, but just fucking huge and veiny. He's like a big guy, and I've like gone through, you know, like you put on some weight and you're like, oh, I gotta get serious about like working out, and then I've gone and worked out with my friend, and very quickly after getting back into working out, his like just one workout, you can see the pump in his arms from his just direct genetics from his dad. It's huge. Huge difference very
I did
quickly.
hit B, it just didn't work.
Rip.
I just need to disclaimer that I wasn't just an idiot running straight into the attack.
Yeah.
I hit the parry. It just...
You've pulled off a lot of crazy parries.
They're satisfying. It's a shame that it's totally not worth it. Yeah.
I don't know, a bunch of times it looked pretty cool.
I'm doing like so much work with all of these different skills, but I feel like I'm not getting that far.
Here's an idea. What if you use the other playset, the non-ranged one in the beginning? Once you get him to half when he's more dangerous, switch to ranged.
Because he moves so fast that the ranged up isn't worth it. Because like
the second
the slime thing, it just won't hit him because he'll just move out of the way of it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Fair enough.
The bird would be fine. It's just the other stuff, I guess. Maybe I could switch it so that the slime is in the first, and let me see. Could switch the parry. I don't know. Maybe it's just my primal instinct, but I feel like I need to go like as hard of damage as I can.
That's always my strategy, is nuke.
With the second phase, yeah.
Hey, Wonderful Galaxy. I saw Broly and that inspired me to be like him. Funny story, my friend did say that as like a joke, it's like that's his dream physique, but he wasn't joking. I know he really wants Broly's physique.
I could switch the bird and the parry. No, well this doesn't actually hit him very often. So it'd make more sense to switch like that. Because in the first phase he's pretty slow, so I'd be able to hit him with those.
Oh, gotcha. That does make a lot of sense, actually. Smart.
I'm a smart gal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be fine.
Muscle memory is a thing I used to work out, etc. A lot. Doesn't take me long to get back into shape. Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm talking specifically like this guy, despite the rest of his family not being the rest of his line not being like super athletic, just his dad's like.
Oh God, I hate it when I can't do it in that last one because it looks like I should be able to, but it just doesn't work in my favor.
He has good genetics for especially biceps and triceps. They get fucking juicy very quickly.
I can't dodge back. I have to dodge forward, but sometimes I can't dodge past him because he's still in the
Look
hit
at that.
animation. Yeah.
Piracy is like, what if you use the slime with the spinning person? Piracy would put it together. Great minds think alike. Yeah, I've been getting back into hitting the tire with the mace, and honestly, the motions have really like stayed. Like it's not difficult to do. The speed I can like swing that thing with after not doing it for a couple of weeks, it's pretty surprising. Adam becomes strong. Yeah. No, I gotta work out more, not just do keto. I'm back on keto to drop some pounds, but
Oh man. So part of that was just me, part of that was bad dodges. I really got wombo comboed in the beginning of this, but I'll keep trying with this strat.
on one of those, so Never doesn't float. They just sink. That is interesting. I had a friend with a very low body fat percentage, and he did not float. So I take that to mean that Never is brick. Just a solid mass of muscle.
I gotta get back to working out with my cousin. Just need to like coordinate a good time. It's been like a month or more. Nice. I feel like you've got a good strategy now. Be right back.
Yeah. God. Oh, fuck. Dude. Ah, man. I did hit it. I just didn't have the right positioning on the ground, I guess. Ugh. Because I was facing the other way. Alrighty. Whew. Takes a lot of hand strength. I'm just gonna do a quick massage of the fingers. Get them all relaxed. I'm enjoying the game though. This feels like appropriate difficulty, because it's the type of difficulty where despite you losing, you feel like you can win. And that's the type of difficulty that I can appreciate in these types of games.
Carpal tunnel break.
Yeah, really. Sometimes I can dodge past it, and sometimes it's just like, no.
I wish I'm out of shape right now. I need, but yeah, I've always had low body fat ones. People who can, with high metabolism who can basically eat anything and not gain weight. That's a nice position to be in. I've never really had a super, I don't know, eating foods I'm not supposed to eat has not really ever been my problem.
You see, it hits behind you in that part, yeah.
Yeah, so
it's
not
like a different
phase-
attack, it like just...
So it's not a phase 2 thing, it's just always does it.
No, it's a specific attack that he doesn't get until like slightly later.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got an attack that looks like it, but it didn't hit from the behind.
Who would
like
win in a
that.
fight? Rey Palpatine? Is that actually her last name?
Well, that's what people call her, because she tried to say her name was Skywalker, and people were like, no. Ugh.
Wait, how is she actually related to Palpatine?
Yeah.
Did they make Palpatine trans, or did they can that?
They didn't make Palpatine trans, no.
Okay.
Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter, I guess. And you know what? Just kill me.
Who's Palpatine's wife?
She's like a test tube baby or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Fake vagina, whatever.
Palpatine sticking his lightsaber in a fleshlight.
Yes.
Palpatine being trans was a meme. Okay. It's hard to tell the difference between memes and propaganda.
Fair enough. Yeah, you see, there's that attack, and that attack is dodgeable. But then it turns into the back hit, which is not.
Nice. Oh, Gabe's heading off to bed. Good night, Gabe.
Alright. Oops.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that first sequel movie where Rey beats the Sith guy, and then they're like, oh, but wait until the next movie where she'll beat him again.
Yeah, right?
It's like, what do we have to look forward to? I mean, why not
Oh my god.
have it be a draw and then have him be very scary or something?
Oh my god. I can't dodge past him when he's in his animation phase.
You cracked more knuckles than you have on your hands. What the hell happened? Why don't you just take a little
But
break?
I'm so close. I did.
Okay.
I already took a break.
Okay.
I massaged my fingers and I took a break while you were in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Take another one. Just listen to the ding, 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 ding.
He cornered me so hard. Like, once I was in there, he was just like, you know, like when it spams the jump move against the corner and you can't really get out.
Corner fucked.
Yeah. Is that the words for it?
Yeah. It's called corner fucked. You know what it comes from?
What?
Well, fuck means to, you know. Yeah. You might not have heard that term before, but
Yes. He's a difficult boss. I feel like I should be doing more damage. Unfortunately, there's no meter that I can just, like, raise my damage.
maybe there is. You haven't leveled
It
up.
just, no, it just levels up on its own.
Okay, so it's all
Yeah.
automatic stats?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of getting in shape, we haven't gone to the beach. You wanna go DTS?
There's no- Oh, we can go to the bitch.
I know you like the
Sorry.
beach, so I feel like I should be taking you.
I like the anywhere that is vacation. It's, in general, it's just nice to get out of the house.
Yeah. There's an old Greek saying, "The sun is big gay."
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, you better go rest. Fucking whiffed that shit.
I did. I just gently placed my hand.
What's the funniest King of the Hill episodes?
Man, I don't know. There's a lot of good episodes. Funniest is like its whole other category.
I don't know. I like vacations where I don't go anywhere so I can catch up on painting minis. What if you took your minis on vacation?
I got him there.
The trucker episode? I don't remember the trucker episode.
I remember multiple trucker episodes, actually.
Yeah, there's that one where he's like trying to get a trucker license or something.
There was that one. There was also the one where they like rented a moving truck. I don't know if that's what they're referring to. Oh fuck! It moves so far. I hate it.
Yeah, that was the thing people said. BTS. It's like, what are you doing this weekend? BTS. Down the shore. That's what happens when you grow up with a bunch of Italianos. Everybody's going to the Jersey Shore. Italianos. You're doing good.
Not really. Still hasn't gone into the second phase.
Got this.
Oh, I'm all out.
Alright, phase 2. Time to shine.
Get him, bird! Get him!
Bird.
Bird!
Nice.
Oh man, it just does not recover fast enough, does it?
So many downsides on the parry.
I know! It's ridiculous! It's not even that much damage. It's just, yeah. It's like they thought it was way better than it actually was.
Bird.
Yeah, got
Fuck
him with the
yeah.
fucking parry. Ugh. Oh, that took so long. I don't know if I'm supposed to be this level, or if that's just how it is. Ugh. Oh, I better get a good fucking thing from this guy.
Got a
My arms are all sore now.
We got a
So
good
much
game
movement.
well played in the chat.
There's so much movement involved in this boss fight. Chose to become an immortal light to protect them all. There are days I wish I would be purified, but the priestess of the fount must not be made to carry that burden any longer. After some time, I hear voices again. Yes. But this time, they belong to the White Princess and a child.
I see why they're able to have so many languages in this game.
Yeah, because there's no
The
voice acting, yeah. Makes sense. What when madness takes me, will this little one be made to carry the burden? I don't know how long my consciousness will hold out. Man, why are these so long? If you're not gonna do voice acting, you can't make cutscenes this long. That's the rule.
They're so deep, though.
They're so deep. Deep as lore. Yes. Oh, yeah. Dude. I feel it.
What did he say? Oh.
He protected the villagers till the very end. You are in his memory. Did you two visit him often? Fury. I got Fury. Hello. I know what I'm replacing with that. It's fucking Perry. It just makes the most sense, honestly.
Or a honeydew is calling that your 1920s announcer voice.
Yes. Wait, let me... Oh, it's infinite!
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, dude. Yes. Yes!
Oh, that's
So much better.
That's really cool.
Let me switch off this bird, actually.
You done with the bird?
I don't know.
The bird was a hard boss fight for such a shitty power.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Is this? Maybe? Well, maybe
What's
not,
the,
actually. Maybe
size
slime makes more
table?
sense for,
Oh,
like,
that's
a...
right. Okay.
This can be bird. We'll see how that serves me.
I should really write an email before I go to sleep.
Aw, they drew a happy stick figure family. How cute.
I think it's basically a new basic combo. You can put them whenever, you can put them wherever you want.
Nice.
If you attack twice and then use it, does it do a different attack?
I'm trying to figure out how to do that down attack that they showed me before. I assumed that it would just be down, but it's not.
Short hop?
I
Use it.
should have read it.
Use it while landing?
That's what I'm doing.
Way to get lower?
I mean,
Maybe stand to the left.
let me just...
Oh,
Really?
Press down while airborne.
That's what I was doing though. I have to use the D-pad. I have to use the literal fucking D-pad for it to work.
Oof.
Jeez, that's bad. You know, I was down with everything in this game, man, but that is bad. Oh man, he's so strong. Bam. Sweet. Yeah. So that's cool. I guess now I can go back and pummel all those other things. I don't really wanna though. Yay. I guess we can end the stream soon since it's getting kind of late.
Yeah, I'm like right about to pass out, and I gotta see if I can link those bank accounts and
Hey, no problem.
send an email to Bulgaria.
I'm just gonna go save in the game, and we can pick up on Ender Lilies next time.
Yeah,
on
this is cool
Dannphan.
to watch.
Yeah, this is a really cool game. I'm pretty impressed by it so far.
You're also much better at this game than Blasphemous.
Thanks.
Like your rate of improvement is really interesting to watch because you're getting better very quickly.
Yeah, they definitely keep you like mentally active with changing out like spells and shit during this game.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
This is like the best example of varied abilities being good I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
So yeah, I would watch Trisha play her waifu souls more, but I gotta figure out some printing stuff for my book, so I can ship that to you backer guys.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated on when we get the books, of course.
Yeah.
But shouldn't be too long. So I'm pretty excited. It'll be fun to do like a little unboxing video of the comics when they come in.
Yeah.
And your books as well.
Yeah. No, I'm really pumped. I think this company seems a lot better than the other one. They have a thing where they're like, yeah, you can change the files as much as you want. Of course, there's no cost.
Of course! That's how it should be! It's ridiculous to say that there's a cost with changing the file.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's excellent because the previous company I was working with, it seemed like they were making mistakes. They made the mistake on purpose because they're like, well, it doesn't matter if I make a mistake, they'll pay for it.
Yeah, basically.
And it's like, I'm not paying for it. Like, you made a mistake. I'm not going to pay for your mistake. It's so stupid. So, anyway, this new company seems much more moral.
That is important.
Also, they're Eastern European, and I've heard Eastern Europe is where all the best books are printed. I've heard also Italy has some good, like, they print good manga.
Yeah,
stuff,
I've heard that, yeah.
So
A lot of manga is printed in Italy.
I've seen a shit. I mean, when I was there in that bookshop, there was a shit ton of.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Shonen Jump manga that's printed in Italy.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a shit ton of manga just like around in bookshops and stuff.
Yeah.
It was in other stores too, and like I saw like cowboy manga in like the airport or something like that.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that story.
But
Is that like a happy story to end the stream on?
I had a better happy story. I don't remember what it was, but
Oh,
I told the story of that bookshop a bunch of times.
okay.
Yeah,
I still think it's funny.
yeah.
Howdy, partner. American? Oh.
The howdy partner was a different person.
Mm. Yeah, whatever story you can stir up is good.
There was this woman traveling. We were in Venice, and she was like, English or whatever. And I was like, yeah, we speak English. She's like, oh, thank God. And then she's like, I could take a picture of me. She had like old school point and click, point and shoot camera. So I was taking a picture of her. We had like, I can't remember the details. We had some kind of funny argument over like how to take the picture, like turn the camera like that or straight on or whatever. And then she was like, oh, where are you guys from? And we were like, oh, America. And she's like, and she does the Old West thing and then does the fake spit in the hand, just like, howdy, partner. And I was asking her where she was from, and she was like she didn't want to say, and I was like,
why is it someplace bad? And she's like, Iraq. It's like, and she didn't have anything. She's like, or no, was it Iran? I think she's from. She was like,
some Middle Eastern.
She was like, but I'm Persian, not like Arab or something.
Okay.
So descendant of like the Aryans who stayed in Iran rather than like the Arab conquest or whatever.
That's interesting.
So yeah, like Dannphan, right?
Yeah.
It's like Persian rather than Arab. Or I don't know if Arab is the right term, but there's like a different Middle Eastern like whatever there. Yeah, she wasn't a fan of Iran, and she was glad to not have to wear burqa and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what her job was, but she made a point of saying that she can't say what it is or whatever it was. She's like,
oh, okay.
She's like I travel around for work or whatever. Like she can do work from remote or something like that, and so she takes advantage of it to travel a lot or something.
So shady.
Yeah. I was talking to this guy I knew who's Lord knows how I know this guy, but he was like, oh, I can work from remote, so I just looked up where the cheapest place on earth was to live, and I looked at, and he was like, so I just like moved to Albania for a month, and then he looked so disturbed talking about it, and he was like, oh, this is really bad, this is really scary, and I was like, why did you go to Albania? Why would you go there? It's just such a it's like it's cheap to live there because it's dangerous.
Yeah, that is kind of the thing, huh?
Albania is like it's like Albania is like it's a Muslim country, right? Or yeah, it's like a high percentage Muslim or something. It's like the Albanians and the Serbs are Christian. There's a lot of like human trafficking in Albania.
Yeah.
So.
Always the sign of a shithole country.
Yeah, there's a lot of like mob activity, not mob, like there's organized crime, like they call it the Albanian mob, but I don't know if that's like really an accurate term for it.
Alrighty. Anyway.
That's not a happy story.
Well, it turned unhappy very quickly.
I had a happy story earlier. I just can't remember what it was.
I guess it is happy that you found a better printer. That's one thing.
No, there's something. Oh well, you know, bring pop up the gelato is a happy story. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like yesterday or day before, my pop-up, my grandfather, he took a fall at the, I hate to say nursing home, but yeah, it is like a nursing home, right? Yeah, the facility, and he went to the hospital, came back. One bonk in the head, sure, like set him straight. He was like very lucid, very like with it and stuff. For a guy who is like 97, took a blow to the head and then was up until 4 a.m. he was real with it at like, you know, noon the next day or whatever. Whenever I went to see him, or like 2 or 3.
Right.
Yeah, he was like real with it, telling all these stories about the old days. He had like such fondness for like different like characters and people that he knew. Telling me like he grew up in the Bronx, and he was like, oh man, no one could afford cars, so there weren't that many cars on the road, so the streets were just open, and people would just play like it was a front yard. They would just play in the middle of the street, play baseball and stuff. But you didn't always have like a bat or whatever, so people would hit with their hand and stuff. And they play.
Back in my day.
They made all sorts of like weird games where like you'd play with 4 bases instead of 3, and yeah. and his dad. The first time I've heard what his dad's actual job was, it was a barber. Maybe I've heard it before. He was a barber, and they had a barber shop that was underneath the L train, 3rd Street L train. He was a barber. He worked underneath the train, and his brother became a history teacher, and my grandfather, he started as a dot etcher. He worked in printing, like Wonderful Galaxy over here. He became a lithographer, so he made up the proofs for the different companies to make sure it was the right colors. And he has a really good sense of color. I gave him like a color test, and he did it really quickly. He was able to pick out all the colors, and like for men, it's sort of rare to be able to like. It's much more common to have color blindness as men than women, etc. Men tend to have a worse sense of color, but yeah, he was able to do it really easily, and it was so cool to see him still have those skills. And so he made a bunch of money doing that job, and so he basically put his brother through college to become a history teacher, but he's like so humble, he didn't like really realize it. So my aunt was like, "So you put your tell Adam how you put your brother through college?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't put my brother through college. My parents did that." And she's like, "Well, didn't you send a big portion of your paycheck home to your parents?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, you gotta support the family." He doesn't get it that he's like, he gave a bunch of money to his parents, and his parents gave the money to his brother.
Yeah.
So it's,
It is sweet though.
yeah. And yeah, we were talking about how Arthur Avenue had all these basically donkey carts, like pulled by a mule, like these wooden carts that they'd like, sell stuff off of the back of. And one of the things that they'd sell was gelato. He was talking about how good the lemon gelato was in Arthur Avenue. He took my mom and my aunt, his 2 daughters, took them to get the gelato when they were little. They had moved out of the Bronx to the suburbs, so they'd have better life, more lawns and stuff, and not be crammed in the city. He took him to get the gelato, and he was talking about how good the gelato was. And yeah, I was like, well, what's your favorite flavor of gelato? And he's like, hazelnut. Second place is lemon or whatever. And then my aunt was saying pistachio is my mom's favorite. Is it going pistachios? Great. Oh yeah. So then that was like 2 days ago or something. So then today we went and got gelato from this place that makes it like the traditional Italian way. Like they really actually make it in the store. They don't buy it. They have all the ingredients. They like cook.
Yeah,
it
it looks
back.
really nice when it's displayed too.
Yeah, it's got the waves and stuff. So we got him some hazelnut gelato and then drove over as fast as we could before it melted.
It's still mostly melted though.
It was mostly soup, and like he doesn't have a great appetite these days. And like he always complains like, oh, that's a lot, And then we gave him the 2 cups of gelato.
Well, now that they're melted down, they seem like a lot less.
Well, he was like, oh, that's a lot of food, and I was like, yeah, it is. And he ate like all of it.
Both of it. Yeah.
He ate both things of ice cream. He was.
Yeah, it's perfect because it's so damn hot in that room of his. He needs something to cool him down.
It's like cooking in there. They
Yeah.
have air conditioning, by the way.
Yeah, they just don't turn it on.
He is the one who turned it off.
Okay, so
He's the
he
one turning it
prefers
on.
the heat, or he just can't get comfortable.
I don't know. I mean, previously we assumed that he was trying to save money by not using the air conditioning. But now it seems like maybe his circulation is extremely bad because he's like always cold. So I don't know. He normally wears long sleeve shirts.
Right.
he like when he was home, he was wearing long sleeve shirts, not using air conditioning. So I don't know. And my mom and my aunt are always like dying. I was dying in that room. It's like cooking in there.
It is. It's pretty warm.
Like the nurses come in and they're like, whoa, it's hot in here. Yeah, you go into the hallway and it's like cool, but his room is like sauna in there.
Yeah, it is. Well, anyway, nice happy story.
Yeah, he's wearing like a short sleeve shirt. Why not just turn the air conditioning on and wear a long sleeve shirt and save everyone else? But yeah, he enjoyed the gelato a lot. He was like, oh, it's good. He never says anything's good. He says it's not bad.
He said this is good.
He
That's
never
a
says,
very good sign.
He never said anything was good except for grandma's cooking. Everything else is like, meh. He does that. Just a little.
It's so.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So that was nice. Alright.
Hey, Chaos Smash 64. Sorry to ditch on you, but we gotta end the stream. I'm about to pass out, and I gotta write an email to Bulgaria to make sure my printing happens in a timely fashion.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired too. So let's just say good night, and we'll see you on the next Game Fan stream, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks so much for hanging out. I haven't forgot about fighting game stream.
Oh, I have. So it's a good thing you mentioned it.
I will do.
Alright.
But for now, I'm having fun watching Trisha play this game, so...
Yeah. We'll figure that out next time.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. And if you missed the happy story...
just reel it back.
Yeah, my Italian grandfather, he really likes gelato, and he has a terrible appetite. But I got him gelato, and he ate it all up, and he's like super picky, and he was like, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah.
He says nothing is good except for Grandma's cooking, and Grandma's got dementia; she's not cooking anything. So
Okay.
he was happy, and yeah. And I got him he wanted a razor so he could shave. It's funny, like my grandma, like she's like pretty heavy dementia, but like we did a video call with Pop-Up before he was in the same facility, and she points to the screen and she's like, no, because he hadn't shaved or whatever, because I don't know, he's on blood thinners or something, or he just hadn't shaved and he had a little bit of a mustache, and she's like, she puts her finger on the screen, she's like, no, this get rid of that, pointing to his face, and like, no.
Aww.
And she's like, this is like, yeah. But yeah, he wanted to shave, so I got him Jeremy's razors. I got him a set of Jeremy's razors. And he was very impressed with the quality.
Yeah.
I don't think he's seen quality that good since the 1930s.
He was very happy.
It's like an all metal. Everything's like metal on the thing, so it's like it feels, and it has a heft to it too. He was impressed.
Yeah. Anyway, good night, everybody. We'll see you on the next stream.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate you guys hanging around it.